What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can see from the title, we have a different kind of video and hopefully a new series that people will enjoy. I have really been wanting to try this and seeing how it does. Basically, it'll be like different ways of deciding how I do this each time, but I'm just going to pick a random Pokemon and turn it into a cool shirt design. I think it'll be a lot of fun. For people who don't know, I'm actually in school for fashion design. Designing clothing is what I would like to do in my future, and I have some knowledge in it. I'm not the best yet. I'm still very new to it, but I have the equipment to at least be able to do some version of it. So I wanted to put together two of my favorite things, Pokemon and making clothing, into one, and I thought I'd try it in video style. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you would like to see more of it, I would absolutely love to do it. So let's get started with how it's gonna go. So first off, we obviously need who I'm gonna be doing. You might have seen this in the thumbnail. I don't know if I will add it in or not, but we are going to be using a Alolan Marowak. This is like one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. I love the fact that his bone becomes on fire when he's Alolan. I just think this is such a cool one, and I think this could be a very easy first design to do. And this is actually like the exact one I'm going to use for it, and I'm very excited to do this. So yeah, we're gonna do Alolan Marowak and we'll see how it goes. Basically, the steps of it: first off, we're gonna be making the design on my iPad. I use Procreate when I make my designs. And then also this desk that you guys see in the background, before it became like a center for where I like put all my cards and kind of like, it's called my processing area, but this was actually where I did my clothing before I started this YouTube stuff. So once I have the design done, I'll show you guys, but I have a machine that you use to send the design to via Bluetooth, and this will cut it out onto paper that I have specifically meant for this machine. The machine will then cut out the paper, and then I will take it off the machine. I'll take it out of the bigger piece of paper, the thing that it cut out, and then I will place it onto the shirt how I like, and then I will heat it on, and then that is the final product. So we're basically, especially for this first video, I'm gonna go more in thorough for each step of the process. But yeah, so first part of the process is obviously designing Marowak. I need to turn it into like my own drawing. I don't like to just like copy and paste, you know, like I am gonna be just drawing over it, yes, but I want to redraw it myself. And yeah, so let's go ahead and draw Marowak. So basically the main reason why I redraw it even when I'm using the exact same image is because the line thickness needs to be apparent enough for the app I use to pick them up and be able to have the image look exactly how I intend it to. So in this process, you see me trace over these lines with more thickness to make the image really be captured through the app that I use. Okay, now that we have the design done, let's move on to the next part, which is going to be going onto my iPad and sending it over to my machine that I use. Okay, so we are now in Procreate with the design, and the first step is going to be just to screenshot the picture and just make sure to only have the image within it. That should look good. And then we will go over to my Design Space app, which is where I will upload that picture to. Okay, so I'm in the app now. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit upload, select from photo library, and then I will put in my drawing. Okay, so now that we have it open, we're just gonna remove the background. That always just makes it easier with the images you're working on. And this is the part where you have to hope that it didn't take away any of your photo. Like, see this line here, because it was so thin and like little spots in here, it took them away. So then you have to go in and restore those areas. I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, I think that was it. Just those two little spots. So it should be good to go. We'll just hit apply. And then we're just gonna start with a single layer because we're just doing the base outline of the photo right now, and then we'll do the like shading or like coloring in down the line. and then it's going to put it onto our board. And then you can see like some spots, it'll look a little janky. You just got to go in and edit it yourself. Okay, it's pretty much as good as it's going to get. So we're going to go on to the making phase. We're just going to hit make it. Okay, and then it's going to pull up basically this sheet that will basically give you the parameters of what the size is going to be for it. I actually want it to be a lot smaller than this, so I'm gonna go back out and resize it. I want it to be able to fit on a 12 by 12 board, so that's why it has these like ruler areas on the sides for you to know what size it is. So this is about right at the 12 inches mark, just a little bit under it by about 6.5. So I think that's a pretty decent size. I didn't want to do anything too crazy for the first one. This is also like the first time that I've done one of these in like a year now, so I'm kind of like remembering what I need to do as I go. So as you see, it switched it over to a 12 by 12 mat, which I've got one of those right here. And then I will switch over to show on my phone as well, like what I'm doing. Okay, so now y'all can see I got the board right here. So I don't have black, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to do the outline as white. And so let's grab some white out. Okay, so I got my white now. So I'm going to get out my cutting board, which is one of these. And then I'm also going to measure the exact amount that I need from this. So as we can see on the image, it is a hair over 7 on the width and then like 10.5 on the length. So we'll just call it 11 by 7.5. You always want to do a little bit extra just to be, you know, safe. And the length is going to be the same no matter what. It's just the width that I got to worry about. So just get out a ruler and just kind of make sure it's around 7.5. You know, it's hard to do with all of the recording materials as well. 7.5 is going to be like right there. I honestly just eyeball it sometimes, but as long as I get it past there, there's probably good. We'll just call it good there. Okay, so then I'll get it as flat as possible and I'll cut my piece out. So we've got that. So then the extra can go away and this can go back in as well as the ruler. And then I will take this sticky off of this, and then I will carefully put this on. And the tip is, I remember right, I hope I remember this right, I'm pretty sure the non-shiny side goes face down, I believe. If I mess up the first time, it's whatever, you know, been a year. But yeah, just try to get it lined up on here as best as possible. It doesn't have to be quite perfect as long as you know that the design's going to fit into it. And then this board I have isn't the best one, so I might put some tape onto it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I use adhesive tape, it makes it easier. I should have just used my better board, but it's tucked away under a bunch of stuff right now, so I knew it would be a pain to get to. But yeah, just gonna get all of the corners down, because as you see, if I don't, it'll keep coming up. Because these corners are far enough away from the design, it doesn't matter that the tape's on these corners because this area is not even going to get used. Okay, so now it's taped down, and then go back to the iPad. We're just going to hit next. And then you always put mirror on because it's going to print that way, so you need it flipped when you put it onto the shirt. So you always want to have it as mirrored. And then machine just turned on, like it knows that this project is ready to get sent to it. So you can see it's right there. I'm going to line these for the machine, and then you hit this arrow so that it gets inserted. And then on the app, it'll show that it's ready to go. So then you just press that glowing button and it'll start cutting. Okay, so everything's good on there. So we're gonna hit the C, and then just cutting on there. It's gonna start doing its work. And as you can see, the tape helps push it down. Hey y'all, post-editing Slasher here. I just wanted to say, if you have made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying. Sorry that the format has been a little bit choppy. This was obviously my first time doing this, so bear with me as I learned on this video how I will go about doing it for a future episode. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'd love to make it a series. All right, y'all, now as you can see, it says on the iPad, action complete. Gonna hit OK on there. Then don't need the iPad anymore for now, so going to go out of that. And then you just hit the arrow button again, it's flashing again, and it'll just spit it out. Yeah, you can kind of see it on there, the like really faint lines of it. So just gonna take the tape off. I'll actually just take it off too to start with so that it still kind of stays down. But basically I'm just going to peel at a corner. It can be any corner, it doesn't matter, but you just peel off that top layer. Okay, yes, I'm pretty sure I did it right. So, and then you're just gonna peel off all of the excess. And then obviously if the cut works, you'll see once I get to it. I forgot that this white was a different kind of material than my regular ones. That's okay. We'll see how it works. But yeah, you'll see. Let me see if that's picking it up. Yeah, so the cuts will be there and you just peel it out and it should, at least most of the time, peel out very smoothly. Sometimes you might see like minor pieces, they're still on there. So you just want to like go over it very thoroughly and make sure that you got it all, but I won't worry you guys with this process. Let's speed this part up. And then this is the part where it gets annoying because obviously this is just the base layer. So now I gotta get out just some kind of tool that allows you to like pluck out the little items. I'll speed this up as well, so I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Also, one more thing, when doing this, just in case people do use this or like use this as a like to know how to use the app, I always go back onto the image and just like prop it up and look at that while I'm plucking out, so I like know what I'm plucking out, if that makes sense, just to like know the right areas. Okay, back to time lapse. All right, y'all, finally done picking it all out. I think it actually looks pretty good. The only parts where there's like a little bit of like that sucks moment is you can see the like, there's some spots on the fire where it's like very, very light. There's a couple spots where it messed up a little bit, like right here. It was supposed to be a full circle, but it didn't come out as a full circle. But honestly, everything else looks really great. And then once you're done with that, you can just flip it over and actually look at how it would look. And I mean, look at that. I wish the flame would have fully captured, but I think it still looks really cool, to be honest. I really like how this turned out. And obviously I kept the little chunk of the eye, and then I kept this full because that's how it is in the picture. It's not white, but I'm working with limited colors. I also decided that because I'm working with limited colors, I don't even have the right colors to do the layers. So I'm just gonna keep it as a one layer project for this first one. And then obviously if you guys like this series and I continue to do them, I'm gonna get every single color because I just need it anyway. I've been wanting to get back into this for a while, but we've got our piece now. It is time for the final part. Let's put it onto the shirt. Luckily for me, since I already do this, I have a huge bin down here of just unused clothing for these kinds of projects. The only thing is I don't know what color of shirts I have, and I really hope I have a black shirt because this would look so good on a black shirt, but let's see what I got. Okay, this just happened to be the first one I pulled out. I always just use Gildan t-shirts. It's like the cheapest shirts to use for these, and obviously I'm not wasting money on like really high material items, but it's just a Gildan extra large. I wear a medium, so I actually do plan to wear this. I really like how this turned out. So once I have it fully done, I won't do this part in the video, but I am gonna cut the bottom of it and a little bit of the sleeves to fit it to me more. I also like cutting my shirts. Like I like purposely getting them bigger and then cutting them because I like the way it looks once it's cut. We're on to the final step, so let's go over what we do for it. Okay, it's gonna be a little tricky to show this part. I'm kind of limited. What sucks about my room, I don't know if you can notice it in the videos, but the walls like cave like this. So like over here where I have my camera set up right now, it is like basically like 4 inches above my desk and it's almost hitting the ceiling. So I have very limited area over here, but I just wanted to show the like heating part of like turning it on. And then for these, I can't remember the exact temperature. I'm just gonna put it at 320. I think that's gonna be good. And then if you just set it at that, it'll heat up to that. And then basically the first step is going to be, I'm gonna lay it out. I'm going to use a lint roller to get all the excess hair and particles off of it so that nothing gets trapped under the design when it gets put on. And then I'm going to heat the spot that I'm putting it on, just as like another way to like kill the bacteria before putting it on and to like not have any creases in it. So I'm going to start on that process now. Oh yeah, one more thing. I also just normally just rip out the tags. If I'm making like clothes for like other people and stuff and like going more in depth, I have a brand name and I usually put that as the tag. I won't do that like right because this is just like a Pokemon themed one, but that is usually what I do just for people who don't know. But so going to lint roll first, and you just have to do the area where you're planning on putting it. So I usually just do like a big square around it. As you guys can see, the shirt is super wrinkled because I mean, it's been sitting in that bin for legit a year now, I'm pretty sure. It looked pretty clean when I took it out of the bin already anyway. So I'm not super worried about like hair being on it or anything. I think that's good. And there wasn't really much on it anyway, other than the actual fabric. And I'll just take that off and then put that back. And then I don't know if you guys heard that beep, but that's the indication that it's ready to go. So sorry that you guys can't see my face while I'm up, but I'm just going to heat the area for about 15 seconds-ish. I'm gonna have to go no camera for now. That might actually work. I don't know if you guys can see me through that. I'll do a better setup for this next time. This was just, you know, this is my first time doing this on a recording, so I'm learning like how to do better quality for it as I go. But yeah, so just heat the area for about like 15 seconds. Get it all flattened out. Yeah, that should be good. As you see, it is all flattened out. And then this is where you put the design onto it. Okay, main camera died and I've already had to recharge it for this like 3 times and we're right at the end. So we're just going faceless for right now. But rule of thumb is generally you do 3 fingers from the collar area and then that's where your design should start, so that it's not like way too high up. So right about there. I try to align it as centered as I can, especially on designs where I'm not like super picky. I more just eyeball it. Like if it looks good on there, then it's not gonna be the end of the world. As you can see, I mean, I'll show you guys a finished look, but it looks pretty good on there. And then I believe you heat it for like 1.5 minutes. And then, so I'm just gonna like push it all over for about 1.5 minutes. And then once that's over, then I'm going to let it sit and cool for a little bit. And then when I peel it, it should hopefully stick on. Haven't done this in quite a while, so let's hope the first time works. Let's get to heating it. And then you just hit this green button to start your timer. And then yeah, you just wanna, especially an item that's bigger than the square of the heater, you wanna make sure you cover every area, so just keep going back and forth for that time. All right, time is up. I'll set that back on the tray and turn it off. And now, hopefully, I'll let it sit for a minute and then hopefully it should have stayed on. So I'll just give it a minute and then we'll be back to see how it looks. All right, y'all, it does not feel as warm anymore. So I'm gonna see if I hopefully did this right. So you just lift it up, making sure that it stays. It looks like it is. And then you just go relatively slowly because you don't want this paper to pick up any of it. It's looking good so far. Oh yeah, and I wish these parts would have been filled in, would have made it so much better. That's what I was referring to with needing thick lines when you draw it, because the app just doesn't pick up lighter lines, so it can make it a pain sometimes, because obviously you don't want to draw everything in super thick lines. There we go. Nice. That actually looks so cool. Even through the camera, that looks really cool. I'll show off some B-roll footage of it now. As you guys can see, it turned out amazing. I think I even actually centered it pretty damn well for eyeballing it and not having done this in quite a while. Now I'm thinking about how if layers would have been added, how much better it could have been doing that already with how good it looked, how good it looks without it. And now back to where we started, on the computer. I really actually genuinely like this. I'm actually going to wear this out once I cut it and get it more to my size. It's such a fun thing to do. I love it. And it's mixing two of my favorite hobbies together. I hope this was an enjoyable video for people. It was both informational and cool, I feel like. I was trying to be more informational for the first one. And yes, if you guys enjoy this, I would love to make it a series. I think I'm gonna keep this one because I really like this one, but after this one, the ones I make, you guys can leave comments of what you want to see me do, and I'll also start doing my own designs for them in the future. I just want this to be a pretty basic one. But yeah, let me know what you'd want to see, and I will happily do those, and I'll even give them away. I think that would be a really fun thing to do. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Very different kind of video, and I love doing this stuff. So if you guys enjoy it, I'm 100% gonna continue doing it. So thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully there's a second episode to this series to come. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.